MLS picks and predictions. I am Mike Guglielmi, Sons of a Pitch Soccer Podcast, bringing you all of the picks and predictions for the games this weekend coming up and this week, October 6th through 11th. Lots of games to come at you. I'm going to give you all my picks with the odds, at least for the ones that they have odds for as of tonight, as recording. So here we go. Thanks to a couple people that were on earlier on our podcast recording that were waiting for the picks and predictions. Thanks for joining. I'm sure you're back with us. If you are, say hi in the comments. And if you haven't done so yet already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. When we reach 1,000 subscribers, if we do so by MLS Cup Final, one subscriber will be drawn to win a $250 Visa gift card. It's that easy. Hit that subscribe button, and you've got a chance to make some money. So with that, we got Daniel Young. He's back here with us. He says hi. And as well, we got Salvador Chavez. Thanks for joining, gentlemen. Appreciate you coming on and hanging with me here. So let's get right into some of these picks and predictions. We've got a lot of games to cover tonight. I think it's probably 23, 24, 25. I'll have to go over all of the games to get the exact count. But right off the bat, we've got Tuesday night, October 6th, Nashville SC hosting Minnesota United. We've got Nashville coming in at a plus 125, a draw at plus 240, and Minnesota United at plus 220. Minnesota should be the favorite in this game. If there was crowds in the stands, I would say maybe it would be a little bit more even of a matchup, but Minnesota should be able to take this one. They're my pick, especially at those plus 220 odds. I'm going with Minnesota United. Now, that's the only game on Tuesday night. Now, for Wednesday night, we've got Atlanta United against Orlando City. Don't call it a rivalry. Should we call it a rivalry? We don't know. Maybe so. I don't know. I'm not calling it a rivalry because Orlando's got Miami now. But Atlanta, they come off a 4-0 victory over DC United. But Orlando City comes off a big win against the Red Bulls. And Orlando is a much better team right now. Atlanta comes in at plus 180, a draw at plus 250, and Orlando at plus 145. This one, for me, I'm going Orlando. I can't pick against them right now. They're just too hot. And Atlanta, albeit with that 4-0 victory over a bad DC United team, it's going to be different against Orlando City. So I'm going with Orlando in this one. Now we've got New York Red Bulls against Inter Miami. Red Bulls struggling right now. Can't seem to pull it together. So I'm going with Inter Miami in this game. Miami comes in at a plus 195. Red Bulls at plus 130 and a draw at plus 260. I like Inter Miami there to get the victory. Philadelphia Union and FC Cincinnati. This one, Union big favorites, minus 162. Draw comes in at plus 310 and Cincinnati at a plus 425. No question here. It's going to be Philadelphia. My pick, Philadelphia Union to get the victory. Columbus Crew and Montreal Impact. Columbus Crew comes in at a minus 223, a draw at a plus 375, and Montreal big-time dogs at plus 575. I agree with the odds makers in this one. There's not going to be an upset here. Columbus Crew, one of the best teams in the league, top of the East right now, tied with Toronto FC. They're going to take on Montreal. They should be able to beat them. No problem. So that's my pick there. Next up, Sporting Kansas. Oh, wait, I missed one. New England Revolution hosting Toronto FC. New England comes in at a plus 155, a draw at plus 250, and Toronto at a plus 170. Toronto has always struggled going to New England. That's why I don't pick Toronto FC in this one. TFC should be able to beat the Revs, but the struggles that they've had on that turf at Gillette Stadium, my pick is a draw in this matchup with the plus 250 odds. New York City FC hosting DC United back at Yankee Stadium. This one, New York City is a minus 182. A draw comes in at plus 340. And DC United at plus 450. DC can't beat the broadside of a barn right now. So New York City is the pick here to get the victory. The Battle of Texas. Houston Dynamo against FC Dallas. Houston at a plus 120. A draw at plus 270. And Dallas at a plus 210. This one, I really like Houston to get the victory here. Dallas played Columbus very tough in their last meeting, but I think that Houston will get the victory at BBVA Compass Stadium to take the Texas Derby bragging rights for right now. So that's my pick there. Sporting Kansas City hosts the Chicago Fire on Wednesday night at 7:30 Central Standard Time. Sporting Kansas City, a much better team than Chicago Fire, at least of, when you talk about paper. But Chicago's been in a bit of a roll. They did draw Montreal, kind of slowed that roll a little bit. Sporting Kansas City should be able to get it done. They come in at a minus 134. A draw is at plus 320, and the same odds for a Fire victory of plus 320. My pick, Sporting Kansas City to get the victory as the favorite, minus 134. Colorado Rapids and LAFC. Which LAFC team is going to show up in this one? Well, we know that the Colorado team is coming off all these coronavirus positive tests, games postponed, all that kind of stuff. They're a mess right now. LAFC just beat Real Salt Lake 3-1. So I'm going LAFC in this one. LAFC is at plus 125, Colorado at plus 180, and a draw at plus 300. LAFC gets it done. A chance to double your money with LAFC is hard to pass up, especially against the team that's coming off a rough go-around with the virus that's floating around right now. So then we've got Seattle Sounders and Real Salt Lake. The Sounders, there's no odds on this one yet. Why, I'm not sure, but MLS Soccer doesn't have the odds up. This one is easy for me. Seattle Sounders, probably the best team in the league right now, hands down. You go back to our episode 151. We talked about it a little bit more detail. This is the Sounders are just top notch, and I don't see them slipping anytime soon, especially not against the Real Salt Lake side. So that's my pick there. Fifth slide, the rest of the games here on Wednesday night. We've got LA Galaxy and the Portland Timbers. LA Galaxy, another team that just can't really seem to decide which team's going to show up. They're at a plus 110. A draw is plus 275. And Portland at plus 230. I love this game. I really like the odds for the Portland Timbers at plus 230, even though they're on the road at StubHub Center, Dignity Health Sports Park, whatever you want to call it. Portland Timbers should get this job done with some beautiful odds of plus 230. A much better team with much worse odds. Got to take the Timbers there to make some money. San Jose Earthquakes and the Vancouver Whitecaps. San Jose comes in at minus 189, a draw at plus 340, and Vancouver at a plus 500. Here's what's interesting to me. Vancouver, with those types of odds, this is a bet. This is a pick that I'm making strictly off of the betting line and a chance to make some good money. You've got a team at plus 500 odds going up against a team that has gotten beaten down, like one of the worst teams in the league in San Jose at times. Now, they aren't the worst team in the league, but at times they've looked like it. So if you've got a chance at plus 500 odds against one of those types of teams, you take it. My pick, Vancouver Whitecaps to get it done. So we're about halfway through all the games here. Make sure you find us on social media. We're on Twitter at SOP Soccer. We're streaming live on Twitter as well right now. Instagram and Facebook at Sons of a Pitch Soccer. We're also on Facebook Live right now as we speak. So go find us on there and go pick up your merchandise. We have all kinds of merch. We've got shirts. We've got sweaters. We've got bags. We've got socks. We've got cups, notebooks, laptop cases, water bottles, you name it. We even have masks. For the coronavirus pandemic, you can get your own mask, kid size, adult size, all different sizes. Go check it out, sonsofapitch.redbubble.com, and help us grow. A portion of the proceeds come back to us to help us continue to grow our product and the sport of soccer here in the United States of America. Moving on to Saturday night, October 10th, we've got Inter Miami against Houston Dynamo. The Dynamo, there's no odds in these games, being that they're after the Wednesday night games, so the odds makers aren't going to come out that far ahead. But Miami and Houston, Miami being expansion side, Houston, I've got to go with them. I think they're going to be riding high off a victory against Dallas in that Texas Derby. So my pick is the Houston Dynamo. Next up, Atlanta United against New York Red Bulls. This was two teams that were fighting it out for the Supporters' Shield back a couple of years ago. Atlanta United is my pick here over the Red Bulls, who just can't seem to get it going. Atlanta, maybe they ride a little bit of that momentum from the victory over DC United earlier in the week. Colorado Rapids against the LA Galaxy. This one here, again, the Galaxy, I don't know what team will show up in that type of inconsistency. I have a hard time picking them. They might come out and beat down Colorado. They might get beat down themselves. We don't know. So Colorado is my pick in that game. Next up, Vancouver Whitecaps against Real Salt Lake. Again, a tale of two teams here, right? Real Salt Lake, they can't quite hang with the best in the West, but they can beat the lower teams in the West. So that's my pick. I've got them beating Vancouver and taking the victory there in the 3 points on the road at Providence Park, not BC Place. I was going to say BC Place, but Vancouver is stuck in Providence, Oregon with the Timber Stadium. So Real Salt Lake gets the victory there. Now, we move on to Sunday, October 11th. Sunday, October 11th, New York City FC hosting the Revolution. This one is two teams in the Northeast that kind of don't like each other very much. New York City's rolling right now. New England, not so much. They're drawing games. They're not really looking that potent on the attack. So my pick is New York City FC, who is, in my opinion, one of the better teams in the East, right up there with Toronto, Columbus, Philly, and dare I say even Orlando City as well. Now we've got LAFC and the Seattle Sounders. This one's going to be fun. This is a game where, I can't wait to watch this one. LAFC against Seattle. It's really hard to go against the Sounders right now, but they've been winning so many games. They've got to lose something coming up here. And my thinking is maybe it is against an LAFC team who has the talent to get it done. Maybe they decide to show up against the Sounders in this one, and we'll see. But that's my pick. I'm going LAFC at home at the Bank of California Stadium to get the job done against the best team in the West, the Sounders. Chicago Fire hosting DC United. Can anybody pick DC United right now? They can't even pick their own roster, let alone go after a victory. My pick, Chicago Fire. FC Cincinnati against Toronto FC. Probably the best team in the East, right there with Columbus and Philadelphia, against one of the worst teams in the East in Cincinnati. This one's easy for me, going with Toronto FC to get the victory. Orlando City SC against Columbus Crew. Orlando and Columbus, two of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. In Orlando, if this game was in Columbus, I would go with Columbus. However, it is in Orlando, so that's why I'm thinking the draw. My pick in Orlando City against Columbus Crew is a draw. Another Eastern Conference matchup for us at 6:30 Central Time on Sunday, the 11th. Philadelphia Union hosting Montreal Impact. Philly keeps rolling. They're at home against a team who is on the road for a long time in the Montreal Impact. I'm going Philly to get it done at home. Sporting Kansas City and Nashville, a budding rivalry due to the proximity of these cities from, Kansas City, Missouri to Nashville, Tennessee. Nice and close right there in the Midwest belt. Sporting Kansas City and Nashville, though, that one's pretty easy for me. I'm going Sporting Kansas City. Much better team on paper. Nashville, they pull out a result here and there, but I don't see it happening against a Sporting Kansas City side who, when they've got everything rolling, can be one of the best teams in MLS. Last couple games up, we've got FC Dallas against Minnesota United. FC Dallas and Minnesota. My pick, Minnesota on the road to get the victory. I like the Loons. I think they can get it done. Portland Timbers against San Jose Earthquakes. Portland, I've got to go with them. San Jose, again, I think they might even lose to Vancouver midweek. Portland is just too good for a struggling team like the Earthquakes, but who knows? They might surprise us. They always seem to do that. They always seem to win a game when you don't expect them to, like that LAFC matchup when they took them out. But Portland, I think, gets it done at home at Providence Park. And that's all the games. I tried to rush through them as fast as I could to try and keep this video somewhat in the 10 to 15 minute mark. like we have been in the past in all of our picks and predictions videos. So with that being said, if you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and get into our 1,000 subscriber challenge. Click a button, you got a chance at $250 through a Visa gift card. It's that easy. Get on it. And thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate it. And make sure you watch for our live stream reactions on the weekend. There won't be one this weekend because I'll be camping with no Wi-Fi signal unless Nick wants to do one. He said he might be up for it. Other than that, we'll be back next Monday night with our regular podcast episode at 8 Central Standard Time and my picks and predictions at 9:30 like you're watching now. So thanks, everybody. Had fun. Go make your bets, and let's make some money. Let's get that green here on the side, hence my sides going green for the picks. All right, guys, have a good one. We'll talk to you guys very, very soon.